Welcome back to Villa Famiglia, everybody. It is week 43. We have concrete pouring today. Very, very exciting. Garage slab, retaining walls, and that is going to allow us to start to really change and transform the outside of this home. It's a little bit wet, so we've got some tarps set up to prevent anything from getting too badly damaged. Well, damaged at all, because you only get one chance with concrete. Better late than never, I say. I was busy doing annual reviews this morning, so I couldn't get here to be here for the start of the pour, but we're here now. We have the garage slab going in, which is all done. We've got a raised curb for the man door over yonder, so that's looking fantastic over there. Now these guys are gonna continue to work with this for probably the next couple of hours, wait for it to kick off, and then they'll make this nice and flat. Of course, they're now cleaning things up, so things get loud. Watch his hands as he gets to the end. So right now it's kind of leaning back. He's gonna twist it. See how he's twisted the handle? And it changes the angle of the float so that it's up on the back now. So by twisting this handle, it changes the angle of attack of the float that's going across the concrete. People that know about concrete will be like, yeah, no, thanks, Captain Obvious, but you haven't seen how these things work before, you wouldn't know. It's pretty cool, I think. So I just had an aha moment for myself here. This is a raked wall that's going here, and never really thought about the fact that you obviously have to have this bottom part of the wall covered over so the concrete stays up there. I don't know how I didn't think of that, but obviously, hello. So anyways, like that's why this is covered right now. And once the concrete firms up a little bit, which should happen in the next hour or two, this will all get removed before the finishers go away. And this will get all troweled, nice, clean, beautiful, pristine. So that'll be in good shape. So we've got retaining wall here, retaining wall here. There'll be concrete stairs that'll get formed and poured going up here. And I think we've got like these stairs and a landing for the patio stairs to go over there. So there's probably one more pour, maybe two, because also a client wants to go with a stamped concrete patio down here. I'm kind of hopeful that we can use the same crew to do the stamped concrete and those two landings, so we're not having to bring multiple trucks by. But we'll see what happens and see if that will in fact work for us or not. But no, it's looking good. I mean, any concrete day without a blowout is a great concrete day. So looking really, really good. We've got window good to go here. We now have it. It has its safety glass etched into there, which was an issue for the inspector before, but that is now resolved. All of the rough-ins, like our team spent several hours here on Friday going through all of the minutia and making sure that everything is as it's supposed to be. And certainly if you are doing your own renovation, or if you're a builder and you are looking for things that you should or shouldn't do, time spent double checking that everything is where it needs to be before you rush into insulation and drywall is time well spent. It is not wasted. It is absolutely like just the best thing that you can possibly do to just save yourself all sorts of future headaches. Because of course, making changes and fixing things in the home when it's at this state is relatively simple to do. I mean, it may or may not be super simple, but it's relatively simple. When you start adding insulation and drywall and that sort of stuff, it really becomes a lot more expensive and certainly more messy to fix things after the fact. So definitely make sure your builder is double checking things. And if you're a builder, don't rush. I know you want to show your client that you're making progress and that you're getting into insulation and drywall, and you know it's exciting to get those things in a wall. Listen, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Push the pause button, do your triple checks. I mean, there's still going to be stuff that isn't going to be perfect. We don't live in a perfect world. But if you can minimize the amount of things that go sideways when you're in the finishing stage, it just makes the rest of the project go so much more smoothly. So clients, encourage your builders to take the time to do a thorough walkthrough. Don't rush them into drywall and insulation, because if you do so, you are only going to pay more later when something needs to get moved. Again, here we are, primary bedroom, looking totally phenomenal. What an amazing view of downtown Vancouver these people have. Absolutely stunning. I mean, you can imagine laying in your bed in the morning, pull up the blinds, beautiful view. I mean, it's typical Vancouver day. Hey, Kyle, gray sky, not totally clear because there's drizzle. Is what it is. But it's looking good. Now, for my cast iron commenters, venting is in ABS. No water is running through here, so who cares? It's just air. That's a great use for ABS. Put water in cast. You'll thank me later. For example, ABS venting. Haha. Cast the rest of the way down. When the sink is running and the water is running through the drains of those sinks, you are not going to hear that water running through the ceiling and the walls when you're living here. It is just, it absolutely costs more. It's about 20-25% more to plumb your house with some cast iron in it. But I mean, the convenience of not having to hear noise when somebody else is having a shower, flushing the toilet, whatever the case may be. Like, you could be up here having a shower or brushing your teeth, and you know your kids have friends over, or your husband's brought a friend over, whatever the case may be. Quietness. It's a gift. I encourage you to buy it. Okay, now moving into this next bedroom here. This is for the new heat, electric heating that we'll be putting in the floor in here, right? So this is gonna be the conduit that the electricians will pull the temperature sensor for the floor and the cable that goes up into here. And then this is where the thermostat for the new heat will live. And again, you know, Sprucehill standards, we do our absolute best to get our plugs and switches on top of one another. So this is looking top freaking shelf. Thumbs up. Okay, so right now I am standing in the middle of the future island, and there will be counters and cabinets the whole way around this space here. There'll be an island here. There will be the living, comfortable living over here, great room sort of thing over here. And then we'll have the formal dining room over there. So this is going to be an absolutely most phenomenal place to hang out and be comfortable with family, which is a big, big component of what this renovation is about and for this family, is spending time together, cooking, eating, and just hanging out, right? So absolutely phenomenal space. And as this comes together, it is just gonna be glorious, absolutely glorious. Now moving into the dining room over here, we're gonna have millwork along this wall, which is going to be phenomenal. We've got our windows in. The other thing that I didn't point out upstairs, but is done now, is all of the windows have had backer rod placed between the window and the weatherproofing, and it's been sealed with a sealant. So that is how you want to get your air tightness between the building wrap and the inside of the home. Get your water tightness and air tightness at the back of the window. You don't go doing it around your flange, and oh my God, it's just such a stupid detail, right? My buddy Murray Frank says, you don't get into your car, close the door, roll down the window, and lean out and run a bead of caulk around your door once it's closed to keep it watertight. No, on the inside of your door is a rubber gasket, and your door closes up against that rubber gasket, and that's what prevents air and water from getting inside of your car. Like, that's literally how it's designed. The door is firm up against a rubber gasket, and that's what gives you your water tightness, air tightness in your car. And so, I mean, that is kind of a sign of, like, you know, cheap car versus expensive car. Like, the more expensive cars just have a better seal on the doors, and windows, which is what prevents noise from coming into the vehicle when you're driving. So I was here with a client not too long ago and noticed that some of these water pipes had not had any proper bracing done. And so what is important to note, and something that you absolutely want to watch for if and when you're building a house, is to make sure things are properly fastened to the wall. So this, for example, this is not okay. This is gonna water hammer, and I'm not quite sure why they did such a beautiful job over here, yet still miss this. So I'm gonna make this really, really obvious that this is wrong, so somebody fixes it. And I will be posting a note to Slack to make sure that that gets addressed for our team. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now before I forget. Those floaty things there, So they'll throw those on the slab there, and then they'll use the hand trowels to, is it a mag float, I think they're called? I don't know. I'm not a concrete guy. But again, you know, important to note here, Kyle, we have made sure that this slab stops inside of the garage here so that the garage door lands on the seam between whatever's out here and in there, thus making it look like you know what you're doing. God damn, does it piss me off. And I've done it a couple of times on previous projects, so whatever. But we just had the form on the outside here, and then you see the garage slab outside of the garage door, and then paving stones or whatever. Anyways, it just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just fussy, but it just drives me crazy when you can see different flooring types outside of doors. Like, you know, like if you got tile in your house and the tile pokes past the door, and then your hardwood, like, get your flooring, in this case, get your concrete or an asphalt to meet underneath the door. So when the door is closed, it looks perfect. It looks great from the inside, it looks great from the outside. It's a little bit extra work, but not a lot, and it's totally worth it, in my humble opinion. That's a wrap on today, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the video and staying the whole way through if you've made it this far. Listen, we'd sure appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel, like the video, maybe drop us a comment if you have a question or something that you'd like to ask us about. In the meantime, if you have a second story addition that you've been dreaming about doing, or any renovation at your home for that matter, we would love to be your partners in success. You can reach us on the phone here, find us on the web here. Either way, we'd love to figure out a way to help you move forward with your dreams. Thank you so much for watching. Stay awesome. Catch you next time. Bye now.